Good morning, students. Today we'll start with poem 5, The Schoolboy. The Schoolboy. The poet of this poem is William Blake. So, let us know something about William Blake. William Blake was a poet and a painter who was born in Soho in London in 1757. He attended school only long enough to learn reading and writing, leaving at the age of 10, and was otherwise educated at home by his mother, Catherine Blake. Okay. He is an important figure of the Romantic age, which means that was the time when artists and writers used to react to the changes that were happening in Europe. How? In terms of new machineries were used. The big factories were developing at that time, and the cities were converting into the bigger and bigger as in industrial areas. Romantic artists were excited by emotions and tried to reflect the awe and wonder of the natural world. That means what are the romantic poets? Who are romantic poets? Romantic poets means who try to express their emotions. Okay. It can be in a way of being a child. It can be in a way of being an adult. It can be in a way with the love of nature. Okay. All the natural things they depict through poems. Those are known as romantic artists. So Blake was a very religious man, and he felt that the amazing things he saw in the world came from God. So this was about the poet William Blake. Now, coming to the soul of this poem. The boy loves to wake up to see the summer mornings. The sound of the birds singing and the huntsman's horn are both pleasant. It seemed to him as if the skylark was singing with him. All of this was such a sweet company to him. The school, however, took away with it the joy that summer mornings carried. The little boys spent their days in utter despair under the threat of the teacher's presence. He would spend his days in anxiety, deriving pleasure neither in books nor in lectures. The boy ponders upon the fact that freedom is so necessary during childhood. A bird who is put in a cage cannot sing, for it derives joy from its freedom. Similarly, a child like a caged bird cannot be happy by living in constant fear. The boy addresses his parents, trying to explain them that just like spring is meaningless without flowers, similarly childhood is meaningless without freedom. So over here the child is comparing himself with the bird, with the season. By nipping the buds before they blossom, they would make the world an unpleasant place. In such conditions, how would they derive happiness associated with summer and spring? The joy of childhood makes a person remember that phase for a lifetime. Depriving the children of that joy would be to doom them to a life of everlasting sorrow. So this was the soul of the poem. Okay. So now let us come to the explanation of this poem. Poem 5, The Schoolboy. The schoolboy in the poem is not a happy child. What makes him unhappy? Why does he compare himself to a bird that lives in a cage, or a plant that withers when it should blossom? Withers means patjhad or bikhar jana, okay? Or shatter, you can say. Let us take the first stanza. I love to rise in a summer morn, when the birds sing on every tree. The distant huntsman winds his horn, and the skylark sings with me. Oh, what sweet company. So, what is the meaning of huntsman? Huntsman is a person who do hunting. Okay. So, here the poet shares details about the little boy's joy when he wakes up in the morning during summer. So in the opening stanza, the speaker, that is the little boy, shares his delight on waking up to see a summer morning. He admires the pleasant sound of the birds singing on the tree, and the huntsman who is in the distance blows his horn. Horn means it is just like a trumpet, you can say, bigul jisko bolte hum Hindi mein. So that huntsman sounds the horns. Okay. So he admires the pleasant sound of that bird singing on the tree, as well as the huntsman who is in the distance blowing the horn. He finds the atmosphere so pleasant that he thinks that skylarks are the birds. So he thinks that the skylarks sing with him. He finds the company of all these elements of nature very soothing. Okay. So, now coming to second stanza. But to go to school in a summer morn, oh, it drives all joy away. Under a cruel eye outworn, the little ones spend the day in sighing and dismay. So, the poet highlights in this stanza about how the boy is detest going to school. Okay, that means he is not in favor, or he doesn't like going to school in the morning as soon as he used to wake up. The boy hated going to school on such pleasant summer morning. It deprived him of all joys. That means this going to school keep him away from all his joys. He hated spending his day under the supervision of strict teachers. The boy is forced to do what the teacher expects him to do. He, on the other hand, wanted to enjoy the gaiety of summer morning. Okay, that means that बच्चे की मजबूरी है वो सब करना. Okay, to go to school, it's his fate. He has to do it. He doesn't like to face the teacher, and he just want to enjoy the summer morning. Okay, now coming to the third stanza. Dismay means disappointment. Okay, to get disappointed. Then at times I drooping sit and spend many an anxious hour, nor in my book can I take delight, nor sit in learning's bower, worn through with the dreary shower. So in this stanza, the poet shows how the boy gets frustrated by the boring teaching methods adopted in the school. Drooping means just like bending or hanged downwards. Okay, when you get tired and when you are not interested to listen to the teacher or interested to study, at that time what happens? You bend down on the bench, or you say that like, oh, I am not in a mood to study. एकदम कंधे झुका के एकदम बैठ जाते हैं. So that is the way of drooping sit. Okay, so the boy shares with the readers his weariness. Weariness, okay, that means his sadness. So the boy shares with the readers his weariness. He is tired and frustrated to the core. He spends his hours at school in great restlessness and anxiety. He takes no delight in his lessons. There was nothing refreshing about going to school and learning something new. Why? Because everything was taught in an extremely dull way. The method of teaching of teacher was very dull, and that's why he was not getting any interest in studying. So the boy therefore draws a certain correlation between learning's bower and dreary shower. Okay. So what is the meaning of dreary? Dreary means boring. Okay, and learning bower means pleasant, shady place. Okay, that means the child cannot sit under a pleasant and shady place. Okay, but where he is sitting in the morning itself, summer morning he wants to go and sit under a tree in a shady and pleasant place. But what is happening? Just opposite. That means he is sitting in a very boring place. That is his school. How can the bird that is born for joy sit in a cage and sing? How can a child with fears annoy but droop his tender wing and forget his youthful spring? Okay. So in this, the poet affirms the boy's desire for freedom. Now in this stanza, what poet is trying to say is that the school boy is willing to have freedom from studies and all his things which he hates. So the boy draws the image of a bird in his mind. He compares himself with a bird. So a bird is born to be joyous and spread happiness through his singing. Okay, but this he could do only if he is free and not caged, just like the bird. Similarly, a young child in his childhood is learning to spread his wings or becoming conscious of the world around him. The constant fear or threat of someone could ruin his childhood. Just like a caged bird, he would neither then know how to be happy nor how to sing. So here in this, the boy is willing to have freedom just as the bird. Bird is born freely, but when the bird is caged, the bird would stop singing. Okay, this is how the boy has compared himself with the bird. O father and mother, if birds are nipped and blossoms blown away, and if the tender plants are stripped of their joy in the springing day by sorrow and care's dismay. So, nipped means to stop or destroy, and stripped means taken away. Okay, so in this stanza, the poet shows the boy addressing his parents. Now the boy is sending the message to his parents. How? He tries to explain to his parents that if buds were nipped, that means the buds are stopped or destroyed. Buds means छोटी छोटी सी कलियां, फूल की कलियां जो होती हैं, okay, जो पूरी तरीके से खिली भी नहीं, so that are buds. So the buds were nipped, then one would have never known the beauty and the fragrance that a flower spread. Okay, अगर हमने फूल की कली को ऐसे ही तोड़ दिया तो you wouldn't know कि वो जब खिलता, अगर हमने इसे नहीं तोड़ा होता है और जब ब्लॉसम होता तो कितना सुंदर होता, हम वो नहीं देख पाते. Okay, so similarly, one would have ever never known the beauty and the fragrance of that flower. Similarly, if plants were destroyed, when they were still tender, spring would never be a happy occasion. अगर हमने छोटे प्लांट्स को ही काट दिया या डिस्ट्रॉय कर दिया, then we would never be able to enjoy the spring season. Spring season, पतझड़ का मौसम. So anything that is obstructed, anything that is being destroyed from its growth in a very tender age is ruined for a lifetime. So that boy is thinking that अगर अभी से मेरा बचपना छीन लिया, so I am not going to blossom in a very good manner and my life would have destroyed. Okay. Next, how shall the summer arise in joy or the summer fruits appear? So the final couplet in this poem is pointing that the poet made in the previous stanza. Okay. What he says that if everything was destroyed before its time, buds would not bloom into flowers. Plants would not be alive to give fruits, or spring or summer would not be associated with joy. Just like elements in our natural surroundings require the right atmosphere to grow, and then they become a thing of beauty, delivering something sweet and pleasant. So similarly, a child requires the right kind of mixture of love, care, affection and freedom to become a pleasant and soothing person. Okay, so this was the poem and this was the explanation to the poem, The School Boy.